Beneath the glitz and glamour, certain actresses of the 1960s sparked intense dislike, not just for their roles but for the way they carried themselves off-screen. Their strong personalities often clashed with Hollywood's polished image, leading to public feuds, controversial statements, and behavior that rubbed many fans and colleagues the wrong way. Some were accused of being difficult on set, demanding special treatment, or overshadowing others, which fueled rumors and resentment. Others became targets because of their outspoken views or personal scandals that the media eagerly amplified. These women's larger-than-life personas sometimes alienated audiences, creating a divide between admiration and disdain. Their fame was undeniable, yet it came with a heavy price, being remembered as much for the controversies as for their talent. The stories behind these actresses reveal a complex mix of ambition, rivalry, and the harsh spotlight that came with stardom during this iconic decade. During the 1960s, Shelley Winters underwent a remarkable transformation in her acting career, shifting from earlier roles to portray characters with a unique mix of quirkiness and deep empathy. This change allowed her to stand out in Hollywood, capturing the attention of critics and audiences alike. Her performances during this time were marked by a genuine emotional depth that resonated with viewers, making her characters memorable and relatable. As a result, she received multiple prestigious awards, including an Oscar, which recognized her talent and dedication to her craft. This period solidified her reputation as a versatile and skilled actress who could bring complex characters to life in a way few others could. Her work throughout the decade showcased her ability to adapt and evolve, embracing roles that challenged the typical Hollywood norms of the time. Marilyn Monroe rose to fame as Hollywood's ultimate sex symbol, captivating audiences with her charm and beauty. Despite her glamorous public image, her life was marked by personal struggles that made her a complicated figure in the eyes of many. Her vulnerability and the challenges she faced behind the scenes created a sense of sympathy, but also fueled controversy. Monroe's untimely death at a young age only deepened her mystique, leaving people divided over her legacy. Some admired her for breaking barriers in the entertainment industry, while others criticized the way she was portrayed and treated. This mix of admiration and resentment has kept her name alive as a polarizing icon. Over time, her allure has not faded. Instead, it continues to draw attention and spark debate about fame, beauty, and the cost of stardom. Jane Fonda gained attention in Hollywood during the 1960s for her daring choices and strong presence in film. Her role in Barbarella was especially notable, as it displayed her willingness to take on bold and unconventional characters that challenged traditional female roles. This film helped establish her as a versatile actress who could handle both science fiction and more serious genres. Later, her performance in Clute further cemented her reputation for depth and range, earning critical acclaim. Throughout these roles, she showed an ability to bring complexity and strength to her characters, which set her apart from many of her contemporaries. Her work during this period reflected a fearless approach to acting and a commitment to exploring diverse and challenging roles on screen. Known for her intense and frantic energy on screen, Geraldine Page carved out a reputation as a powerful character actress during the 1960s. Her performances were marked by a depth and passion that brought her roles vividly to life, making her stand out in an era crowded with Hollywood talent. One of her most notable achievements was her role in Sweet Bird of Youth, a film that showcased her ability to portray complex emotions and psychological intensity. This role earned her an Oscar nomination, highlighting the critical recognition of her skill and dedication. Despite her talent, she was among the actresses who faced harsh criticism and dislike from certain audiences during that decade, reflecting the complicated nature of fame and public perception in Hollywood at the time. Her work left a lasting impression on the film industry, demonstrating how a committed character actress could command attention and respect through sheer force of performance, even in the face of controversy and negativity. Known for her icy elegance and ethereal style, Catherine Deneuve became a lasting icon through films such as The Umbrellas of Cherbourg. Her refined beauty and poised demeanor captivated many, presenting a kind of timeless grace on screen. However, this same distant persona that contributed to her mystique also created a barrier for some viewers who found it difficult to connect emotionally with her performances. While her presence was undeniably striking, the coolness she projected often left audiences feeling detached rather than warmly engaged. This contrast between admiration for her style and a sense of remoteness contributed to a mixed reception during the 1960s. placing her among actresses who were both celebrated and criticized. The complexity of her image, part glamour, part aloofness, shaped how she was perceived in Hollywood and beyond, reflecting the challenges of balancing star power with personal warmth. Diana Rigg changed the way people saw women in movies and television during the 1960s. She combined grace and power in a way that was new and exciting. Her role in the TV show The Avengers showed a woman who was both stylish and tough, someone who did not fit the usual mold of female characters at the time. This made her stand out, but it also made some people uncomfortable. They did not like how bold and confident she was, which caused her to be a controversial figure. Instead of playing the shy or weak woman, she was strong and independent, which challenged old ideas about femininity. Her attitude was direct and unapologetic, and that made her a symbol of change. People either admired her for this new kind of woman she represented, or disliked her for breaking the rules of what was expected. Her impact went beyond just acting. She showed that femininity could include strength and self-assurance. This mix of elegance and power made her unforgettable, and sometimes a target of criticism during that era. Despite being widely admired for her elegance and charm, Audrey Hepburn faced criticism during the 1960s for her seemingly flawless image. Her classic beauty and impeccable style made her stand out, but some critics felt that she appeared too perfect, almost unattainable. This squeaky clean persona, while beloved by many, led to a perception that she lacked the complexity or edge that might have made her more relatable or interesting to certain audiences. Her roles often highlighted this polished image, reinforcing the idea that she was an ideal rather than a real person with flaws. This perception contributed to a divided opinion about her in Hollywood at the time, with some viewing her as overly pristine and others celebrating her timeless grace. During the 1960s, Liv Ullmann became widely known for her work with director Ingmar Bergman. Their films often explored deep emotional pain and human suffering, with Ullmann delivering powerful and intense performances. This approach brought her international fame, but it also led to mixed reactions. Some viewers and critics admired her for the raw honesty she brought to her roles, while others found her characters too heavy and difficult to watch. The emotional weight of these films made her a polarizing figure in Hollywood at the time, as audiences were divided over the seriousness and intensity she portrayed on screen. Rising to fame as the unforgettable Bond girl in Dr. No, Ursula Andress quickly became a global icon known more for her stunning looks than her acting skills. Her image as a sex symbol was so powerful that it often overshadowed her true talent as an actress. While many admired her beauty and screen presence, critics and audiences sometimes dismissed her performances, focusing instead on her physical appeal. This intense focus on her appearance made it difficult for her to be taken seriously in other roles, leading to mixed feelings about her in Hollywood during the 1960s. Despite this, her impact on film and popular culture remains undeniable, as she set a standard for the glamorous and alluring female lead in cinema. Her legacy is a complex mix of admiration and criticism, reflecting the challenges faced by actresses who are celebrated primarily for their looks rather than their craft. Although Elizabeth Taylor was widely admired for her stunning beauty and remarkable acting talent, her personal life often sparked controversy that overshadowed her professional achievements. Her extravagant lifestyle, marked by lavish spending and a series of high-profile marriages, drew intense public scrutiny and criticism. Despite the negative attention, she remained a powerful presence in Hollywood, continuing to deliver award-winning performances that earned her major accolades. Her ability to captivate audiences on screen was never diminished by the gossip surrounding her off-screen life. In fact, her complex persona only added to the fascination people had with her, making her one of the most talked-about figures in the entertainment world during the 1960s. This mix of admiration and disdain contributed to her reputation as a polarizing figure, embodying both glamour and controversy. During the 1960s, Joanne Woodward was known for bringing method acting to new heights, delivering performances that were deeply emotional and complex. Her characters often revealed raw, intense feelings that challenged the usual Hollywood norms of the time. While her work was admired by critics and those who appreciated serious acting, many mainstream audiences found her roles difficult to embrace. Her portrayals did not always fit the glamorous or light-hearted expectations people had for actresses during that era. This disconnect sometimes led to her being disliked or misunderstood by the general public, despite her undeniable talent and dedication. Her commitment to authenticity in her craft set her apart, but also made her a controversial figure among viewers who preferred simpler, more conventional performances. Emerging in the 1960s, Julie Christie quickly became a striking figure in Hollywood, embodying both elegance and the spirit of change that defined the era. Her role in the film Darling earned her critical acclaim and multiple awards, showcasing her talent and solidifying her status as a leading actress. Beyond her acting, she influenced fashion and film, becoming a muse who inspired many with her unique blend of sophistication and counterculture appeal. This dual image sometimes sparked mixed feelings among audiences and critics, as she challenged traditional norms while captivating the public's imagination. Her presence on screen and off made her a significant figure in the cultural shifts of the 1960s, reflecting the complexities of that transformative decade. Despite earning acclaim for her complex performances, Samantha Eggar often found herself at odds with mainstream audiences. Her role in The Collector showcased her ability to portray deep, dark, and intense characters with nuance and skill. However, the very qualities that made her acting stand out also made her less popular among viewers, who preferred lighter or more conventional portrayals. Her darker roles challenged the typical expectations of Hollywood actresses in the 1960s, which sometimes led to criticism or dislike. This tension between critical praise and audience reception shaped much of her career during that era, highlighting the difficulty of balancing artistic depth with broad appeal. Janet Leigh captured the attention of moviegoers with her unforgettable performance in the classic thriller Psycho, where her piercing scream became an iconic moment in film history. However, as she transitioned from lighter roles to darker, more mature films, her fanbase found itself divided. While some admired her willingness to take on challenging and complex characters, others struggled to accept this new direction. Leigh's shift into these roles marked a departure from the more traditional and glamorous parts she was known for, leading to mixed reactions from audiences who had grown accustomed to seeing her in a different light. This change reflected the evolving nature of Hollywood in the 1960s, a time when actresses often faced criticism for breaking away from established images. Despite the controversy, Janet Leigh's performances during this period demonstrated her range and depth as an actress, even if it meant losing some fans along the way. Known for her haunting beauty, Barbara Steele earned the title of Queen of Gothic horror films during the 1960s. Her striking appearance and mysterious aura made her stand out in the genre, captivating audiences who appreciated the eerie and unsettling atmosphere she brought to the screen. However, this same eerie on-screen persona was not embraced by everyone. Some viewers found her performances unsettling or off-putting, which contributed to a mixed reception among the general public. Despite this, Steele's work remains iconic in the realm of horror cinema, where her ability to convey both beauty and terror created a unique and lasting impression. Her roles often involved complex characters who were both alluring and frightening, adding depth to the Gothic stories she helped bring to life. This duality in her screen presence sparked strong reactions, making her a figure that people either admired deeply or disliked intensely. Anne Bancroft's performances in the 1960s, particularly her role in The Graduate, sparked strong reactions from audiences and critics alike. Her intense portrayal of complex characters often challenged the more traditional expectations of female roles during that era. While some critics admired her bravery in taking on darker, more controversial parts, others found her performances unsettling or too bold for the time. This division in opinion highlighted how Bancroft was willing to push boundaries and explore themes that many actresses of the decade avoided. Her work brought a new depth and intensity to Hollywood films, making her a figure who could not be easily categorized or dismissed. This mix of admiration and criticism contributed to her reputation as one of the most debated actresses of the 1960s. Known for her poise and sophistication, Deborah Kerr carved a unique place in Hollywood during the 1960s. Her performances, especially in films like The Innocents, showcased a refined elegance that set her apart from many of her peers. However, this very elegance sometimes created a sense of distance between her and the audience, leading some to perceive her as aloof or hard to connect with emotionally. While many admired her grace and the subtlety she brought to her roles, others found this style less engaging, contributing to a mixed reception. Despite this, her talent and presence remained undeniable, marking her as a memorable figure in the era's cinematic landscape. Initially, Tippi Hedren rose to fame through her work with the famous director Alfred Hitchcock. Their collaboration brought her into the spotlight, especially with her role in the classic thriller that made her a household name. However, behind the scenes, their relationship was far from smooth. The difficulties she faced with Hitchcock cast a shadow over her career, affecting the opportunities she received afterward. Despite these challenges, Hedren remained a memorable and respected figure in Hollywood. Her presence and performances left a lasting impression on audiences, securing her place as an iconic actress of her time. The complexities of her career reflect both the highs of early success and the struggles that followed, making her story one of resilience in the face of adversity. During the 1960s, Mia Farrow emerged as a figure who drew attention for her delicate and emotional performances. Her portrayal in Rosemary's Baby showcased a unique fragility that deeply moved audiences, making her stand out in Hollywood. However, despite her undeniable talent, her personal life often became a focal point in the public eye, sometimes overshadowing her work on screen. This mix of vulnerability and complexity in both her roles and real life contributed to a complicated reputation. While many admired her acting skills, others found her persona difficult to separate from the controversies surrounding her off-screen. This duality made her one of the more debated actresses of the era, as people struggled to reconcile her artistic achievements with the challenges she faced personally. During the 1960s, Barbra Streisand emerged as a powerful force in Hollywood, captivating audiences with her extraordinary voice and commanding presence. Her role in Funny Girl showcased her explosive talent and unique style, which set her apart from many of her contemporaries. This larger-than-life personality drew not only admiration, but also a fair share of criticism. Some viewers and critics found her boldness and intensity challenging, as she did not fit the typical mold of actresses at the time. Her performances were marked by emotional depth and a strong sense of individuality, which sometimes sparked controversy and divided opinions. Despite this, her impact on the entertainment industry was undeniable, as she pushed boundaries and redefined what it meant to be a leading lady in Hollywood. Her career in the 1960s laid the foundation for a lasting legacy that continues to influence artists today. During the 1960s, Jane Fonda became a figure who sparked strong reactions because of her political activism. She was especially known for speaking out against the Vietnam War, a stance that many people admired for its courage, but also caused a great deal of anger and criticism from others. Her outspoken opposition to the war placed her at the center of heated debates and made her one of the most controversial actresses of the decade. This boldness in using her fame to address political issues distinguished her from many of her peers, who often avoided such topics. As a result, she faced backlash from those who disagreed with her views, yet she also gained respect from those who supported her efforts to bring attention to the war and its consequences. Her activism during this time shaped how the public saw her, blending her image as both a talented actress and a passionate advocate for peace. Known for her raw and naturalistic acting style, Gena Rowlands gained recognition through independent films where her performances stood out for their emotional depth and authenticity. Her ability to portray intense feelings on screen brought a new level of realism to her characters, drawing praise from critics and audiences who appreciated her fearless approach. However, this same intensity proved challenging for some viewers, who found her emotionally charged portrayals overwhelming or difficult to watch. This divide in audience reaction contributed to a complex reputation in Hollywood during the 1960s, where the traditional expectations of film acting often clashed with her bold, unfiltered style. While many admired her dedication to genuine expression, others were less receptive, leading to a mixed legacy that reflected the changing tastes and sensibilities of the era. Known for her fierce political activism and her portrayals of strong, determined women, Melina Mercouri became a figure who divided opinions during the 1960s. Her bold stances on political issues often clashed with the traditional expectations of actresses at the time, causing some audiences and critics to view her with suspicion or dislike. However, her talent as an actress was undeniable, especially highlighted in her performance in the film Never on Sunday. This role brought her critical acclaim and showcased her ability to bring depth and passion to her characters. Despite the mixed feelings about her activism, her contributions to cinema and her powerful screen presence left a lasting impact on Hollywood and beyond. Known for her roles in classic musicals like Mary Poppins and The Sound of Music, Julie Andrews became a symbol of grace and wholesomeness in Hollywood during the 1960s. Her performances charmed audiences with their warmth and sincerity, making her one of the most beloved stars of the era. However, despite her popularity, some critics viewed her image as overly polished and too perfect, which led to a mixed reception in certain circles. This polished persona, while appealing to many, caused a few to see her as less relatable or genuine compared to other stars who embraced more complex or edgy roles. Nevertheless, her talent and charm left a lasting impression on the film industry and audiences alike, securing her place in Hollywood history. Brigitte Bardot became a symbol of French charm and cinematic enchantment during the 1960s. Her beauty and talent captivated audiences around the world, making her one of the most recognizable actresses of her time. However, her outspoken nature often led to controversy. Bardot was known for her candid remarks about French society, which sometimes sparked criticism. She did not shy away from expressing her views on various social issues, including animal rights and immigration, which polarized public opinion. While many admired her for her boldness and authenticity, others found her comments offensive or inappropriate. This duality in her public persona contributed to her being labeled as one of the most hated actresses of the era. Despite the backlash, Bardot's influence on fashion and film remained significant, and she continued to be a prominent figure in popular culture. Her legacy is a complex mix of admiration and disdain, reflecting the challenges faced by women in the spotlight during that time. Claudia Cardinal's exotic beauty and powerful performances helped redefine what it meant to be a leading lady, particularly in films like The Leopard. Born in Tunisia, she quickly became a prominent figure in Italian cinema during the 1960s. Her striking features and captivating presence on screen made her a favorite among directors and audiences alike. In The Leopard, directed by Luchino Visconti, she played the role of Angelica, a character that showcased her ability to convey deep emotions and complexity. This film not only solidified her status as a leading actress, but also highlighted her talent in portraying strong, independent women. Throughout her career, Cardinal starred in various genres, from drama to comedy, always bringing a unique charm to her roles. Her performances often challenged the traditional portrayal of women in film, making her a trailblazer in the industry. Despite facing criticism and being labeled as one of the most hated actresses by some, her contributions to cinema cannot be overlooked. She remains an iconic figure, representing a shift in how women were depicted on screen during a transformative era in Hollywood. Natalie Wood transitioned seamlessly from child star to leading lady, captivating audiences with her talent and beauty. She began her career at a young age, appearing in films like Miracle on 34th Street, which showcased her remarkable acting skills. As she grew older, she starred in iconic movies such as West Side Story and Rebel Without a Cause, solidifying her status as a Hollywood icon. However, her personal life was often troubled, marked by tumultuous relationships and public scrutiny. Her marriage to actor Robert Wagner was highly publicized, and their relationship faced ups and downs, including a brief separation. Wood's struggles with fame and her quest for love often played out in the media, leading to a complex public image. Despite her success on screen, her personal challenges, including battles with depression, made her a subject of fascination and criticism. The combination of her talent and her troubled life created a narrative that kept her in the spotlight, even as she sought to find peace and happiness. Wood's tragic death in 1981 only added to the intrigue surrounding her life, leaving behind a legacy that continues to be discussed and analyzed. Her journey from a beloved child actress to a leading lady with a complicated personal life remains a poignant part of Hollywood history. Known for her role as Pussy Galore in the James Bond film Goldfinger, Honor Blackman challenged the typical portrayal of women in 1960s cinema. She brought a strong, independent character to the screen, which was different from the more traditional and often submissive female roles common at the time. Her performance showed a woman who was clever, capable, and unafraid to stand her ground, qualities that resonated with some viewers but made others uncomfortable. This fierce independence led to her being seen as a controversial figure in certain circles that preferred more conventional female behavior. Despite this, Blackman's role opened doors for more diverse and empowered female characters in film. Her impact went beyond just the Bond series, influencing how actresses could be perceived and what kinds of roles they could take on in Hollywood during the 1960s and beyond. Although Maggie Smith earned widespread acclaim for her sharp wit and dynamic range, especially in performances like The Prime of Miss Jean Brodie, her no-nonsense attitude did not win over everyone. Her ability to portray complex characters with intelligence and precision made her a standout actress, yet some found her demeanor off-putting. This combination of talent and bluntness created a mix of admiration and dislike among audiences and peers alike. Her performances often revealed a strong, unapologetic presence that challenged traditional expectations of actresses during the 1960s, which may have contributed to her being viewed unfavorably by some. Despite this, her work remains influential and respected in the world of film and theater. Known for her sharp wit and willingness to challenge societal norms, Shirley MacLaine stood out in Hollywood during the 1960s. Her humor and unconventional beliefs often set her apart from her peers, making her a memorable figure in the entertainment world. However, her outspoken nature did not always sit well with everyone, stirring controversy throughout her career. MacLaine's refusal to conform to traditional expectations sometimes led to criticism and made her a polarizing figure. Despite this, she remained true to her unique perspective, which contributed to her lasting impact on film and culture during that era. Delphine Seyrig's presence in French cinema during the 1960s sparked a notable divide among audiences. Her choice of avant-garde roles and unconventional performances attracted the admiration of artistic circles, who appreciated her enigmatic and mysterious aura. These viewers found a deep, compelling quality in her work that challenged traditional storytelling and acting styles. However, this same mystique that captivated the art crowd often left mainstream audiences feeling distanced and disconnected. Many found her performances too aloof, difficult to relate to, or lacking the warmth and accessibility expected from popular film stars of the time. This polarization shaped her reputation, making her a figure both celebrated and criticized, depending on who was watching. Her impact on cinema was significant in pushing boundaries, even if it meant alienating those looking for more conventional entertainment. Despite her growing fame and undeniable beauty in the 1960s, Sharon Tate's career is often remembered more for the tragic circumstances surrounding her death than for her work on screen. She appeared in several films that captured the spirit of the era, leaving a lasting impression with her performances. Her charm and presence made her a rising star, admired by many. However, the violent and shocking nature of her murder cast a long shadow over her legacy. This tragic event overshadowed her achievements and changed how the public remembered her. Even so, her work continues to be recognized as iconic, reflecting both the promise of her talent and the era in which she lived. Although Ruth Gordon was not typically seen as a mainstream star during the 1960s, her unique style and memorable performances earned her a special place in Hollywood. She became known for her comedic and eccentric roles, which often stood out for their quirky charm. This distinctiveness sometimes divided audiences, with some viewers embracing her unconventional approach, while others found it off-putting. Over time, however, her talent as a character actress grew widely appreciated, especially in her later years when she took on roles that showcased her sharp wit and spirited personality. Her ability to bring humor and life to unusual characters made her a beloved figure despite any early criticism. This blend of humor and eccentricity defined her career and left a lasting impression on the film industry. Known for her sensual beauty, Sophia Loren captivated audiences worldwide during the 1960s. Her performances often showcased passionate, independent women who defied traditional roles, making her a symbol of strength and allure. This boldness, while admired by many, also stirred controversy and discomfort among some viewers and critics of the time. Loren's ability to portray complex, self-assured characters challenged societal expectations, which sometimes led to her being disliked by those who preferred more conventional portrayals of women. Despite this, her global fame only grew, solidifying her status as an iconic figure in Hollywood and beyond. Her striking presence and fearless approach to her roles left a lasting impact on the film industry and popular culture. Known for her role in The Graduate, Catherine Ross brought a quiet, refined elegance to the screen that captivated many viewers. However, her reserved and somewhat mysterious nature created a barrier between her and the public, which prevented her from becoming a household name despite her talent. This distance made it difficult for fans to fully connect with her, limiting her mainstream appeal in an era when Hollywood stars often thrived on accessibility and charm. Her performances, marked by grace and subtlety, earned respect but did not always translate into widespread popularity. As a result, while she was admired for her work, she did not achieve the level of adoration or fame that some of her contemporaries enjoyed. This unique combination of allure and aloofness shaped her career and public image in a way that set her apart, but also kept her somewhat on the fringe of Hollywood stardom. However, despite their controversies, many of these actresses left a lasting mark on Hollywood. Some shone brightly with performances that showcased their undeniable talent, but often overshadowed by their difficult reputations. Characters they portrayed on screen sometimes mirrored their real-life complexities, leading to criticisms and misunderstandings. For instance, actresses who were unapologetically ambitious might have been labeled as troublemakers, while those who spoke out against societal norms faced backlash rather than praise. Moreover, the media played a significant role in shaping public opinion about these women. Gossip columns were filled with tales of on-set disputes, romantic entanglements, and bold statements that captivated readers but also fueled negativity. This resulted in a complicated legacy. While some may have been hated by the public, they also inspired a generation of female actors who dared to push boundaries and speak their minds. In the end, the narratives surrounding these actresses serve as a reminder of the tension between personal expression and public expectation, a theme that resonates in the entertainment industry even today. Their stories highlight the often tumultuous relationship between fame and the internal complexities of those who achieve it, encouraging us to remember the human beings behind the public persona.